Hey, good energy to all. So in this video, I just want to talk a little bit about a few things. So, love is the solution, right? I really think it is. Loving yourself, loving other people, loving the planet, living in harmony with everything as well as you can. Um, it's not only is that a good thing, but in the times when so many things are disharmonious, when there's so much hate, when there's so many people who don't love themselves or who love themselves to a very low level, bringing back love is the solution, is the thing, is the imbalance that is plaguing humanity. And, this is why, and out of that lack of love, you get the instant gratification. You get a sense for things that go against life, things that go against love, like drugs, like violence, like greed, like, exploiting Mother Nature and other people, all these wicked and deceitful, negative, bad, evil things, whatever you want to call them, they're all essentially uh, products or side effects of lack of love. And this is the lesson of humanity that we're at. Learning to love ourselves, learning to love the people around us, learning to love the environment that we live in. Um, so these cities are just giant symbols of humanity's lack of self-love. So, that's where we're at. That's how I see things. That's what, but it's when I say that, I don't want it to sound so like evil and like all these cities are evil and completely twisted and this and that, because um it's all for good reason, man. It's all to teach us how to love again. Because we came from that place, and even these cities, they're all. I mean, it's as bad as everything is, it's also very. I mean, it's pretty miraculous. I mean, the amount of products and imagination and just miscellaneous items and different companies and shows and books and ideas and people and different avenues and lanes to go down. I mean, it's quite amazing how much we've created and how much the world. It's just like right now, there's so many different perspectives of human beings running on the planet. Like if you look at any type of other like species of animal, like I don't know for sure, but I'm just guessing. There's two dogs that live in this house too, and though they're different and they both have different personalities and astrological identities and this and that, their perspective probably isn't that different. Like for the most part, they probably daydream and think about a lot of the same things. Um, but then you look, human beings. I mean, it's like the type of things that I think about, like trying to get land and growing organic food, and creating a healthy perspective for people, or at least creating activities that will help bring about a healthy perspective. I mean, these are the things I daydream and fantasize about, and this and that. Compared to other people who you know, think about killing and, just being vile and gross and all these other things. I mean, but they're the same species. They're the same, walking, two-legged Homo sapien creature thing that I am. You know, at least the vessel is. It's just, it's quite extraordinary. We really do live in some remarkable times. Um, But and this is what I'm saying. It's just all these different lanes that we've created, and all these different passions that we've entertained, and all these different routines that we've become accustomed to, are now biting us in the. They're biting back. All this excessiveness, all this consumption, all these things that we really don't need, yet desire out of a pleasurable what's that word? Carnal, lustful feeling. They got to come back. They got to bite us because they have to. Because if you could continue down that road, if you continue to push that, if you continue to take and not give, if you continue to hurt yourself and not heal, if you continue to fall down and and not figure out why, then eventually you're going to have to be taken out, man, because that's a piece of pattern, that's a piece of information that is not compatible. It'd be like a program that just doesn't work, you know. And that's just the way that the universe works, man. It's just what how things work here. It's all about patterns. You know, there's certain patterns that are able to, perpetuate and grow, and there's certain patterns that just fade away and crumble, and they're no more. The ones that do work are the ones that last, and that's why you can go back to, that's why like a lot of the, knowledge about humanity and the ancients and these temples and stone buildings and technologies that existed are still evident to this day, and still we don't even know how a lot of some of these things were built, because we can't even do it even with the technology that we have. We can't duplicate it because they were thinking of a different mindset. Their technologies were not lower self driven. They realized that that type of technology would kill them, and it does kill them. Um, but the type of technologies that are of higher self nature, the type of technologies that don't create disharmony, those are the type of technologies that last, because they're the technologies that are of a higher self mentality, that are conducive to the environment and to human beings and to all the other elements, or as conducive as they can be to everything. That's love, being considerate for all things, because realizing that you really are all things. That's why these cities are lower self symbolically, because they don't care. We run and we pillage and we take away from nature without caring. We do the same thing to people. We exploit other businesses. We lie about things to get advantages. We steal to gain more from our brother. We insult to make us feel better. I mean, it's just, it's what it's turned into. It's what it's turned into. But there's still such a strong desire to last, to make it through, to be better. I mean, even in America, there's a lot of people that really care about doing the right thing. There's a lot of conscious YouTube channels and just people who are like, yo, this is twisted, this is wrong, this is not right. But it's like the solution still eludes them, to my opinion. And the solution is so easy. It's just all about creating something different. Just being alternative, being an example of a different program. Stop putting energy into this program that we know is corrupt. It's like you're continuing to use a computer device or a technology that has got a virus in it. I mean, it's sick. It's imbalanced. It's the way that it perpetuates, the way that it gains its energy, the way that it sustains itself is of a toxic nature, is of a parasitic way. I mean, it's always going to have that side effect to it, And so, the only way you can really get rid of a parasite is by stop feeding it. You got to get rid of it. You got to eliminate it somehow, or you got to starve it, or move away from it. But you got to deal with the problem, and the problem is our lower self, you know. And for me, I'm not, I'm pro humanity. I don't want to just go into the woods and save myself and forget about everybody else. I kind of was like that for a while, but I've just realized that I can help people a lot more if I choose to work, if I choose to sacrifice, if I choose to save up, if I choose to continue making videos, if I choose to spend my money wisely on good products that can bring about sustainable futures for people and help create activities that will bring about a healthy perspective. I mean, these are things that can really help people. We have so many institutes, we have so many businesses, we have so many schools, we have so many things that are helping to create unhealthy perspectives. Why not have some schools? Why not have some things that help create healthy perspectives? I really feel this is the type of stuff that could help change the perspective of humanity and the overall vibrations of this earth plane, and help bring about a heaven here on earth instead of this hell that we have right now. So, anyway, I just had, I wanted to talk about these things because I just recently had kind of I mean, it was an interesting little back and forth with somebody I met on the internet, and I feel kind of bad because I mean, talking to people about these things on the internet, I've never really been one to for social media. Like I just recently got into it the past year or so, like actually communicating with people, and I'm not very good at it. I'm not even really that good at communicating in real life. But I'm getting better, man. I'm getting better. I want to get better. I know it's one of my hurdles, and it's something that I want to learn. I want to get over this challenge. Um, I want to make it to the next level. So to that person, if they happen to watch this video, I hope you're feeling good, and you can, if I really love what you have to say about nature, and I think that we're able to relate on some really deep and powerful things that I find it hard to relate to other people about. So even if we disagree on a few minor things, I don't see that there's any reason why we can't help building on the bigger things. So, but I get it, man. Talking to people these days is weird, and it can be a very overwhelming thing, especially with new people. And at the end of the day, I want to be about peace and positivity. So I know I can be a little intense, and I'm very different, and I don't want to. It can be upsetting. I'm aware that I can be very upsetting, and so I get it. But just know that if anybody wants to call and talk about, or text, or communicate and talk about their ideas on communities and healthy perspectives, and figuring out ways to help create activities, and teach esoteric knowledge, and help heal people, and all these good things. I'd love to talk. I'd really love to create, and share, and organize, and start to build. I'm gonna be like I said, getting a job, and saving up to send my support out to the many places that I've received so much support for a few years now. And then I'm also going to start saving up to get land to help other people who want to live an alternative lifestyle. They want to help build a better world for humanity to live in. So yeah, if anybody wants to call me, you can reach me at 503-913-8662. Call or text. I prefer text first. But yeah, just we just got to keep talking, and let the love guide us, and try not to take things a little too seriously, and realize that it's a process, and patience is good. Patience is very good, and the more positive and the more humble we are with each other, the better the outcome. So, all right, that being said, I love myself, and organize a good day. All right, bye.